Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be doing a collab with lots and lots of Simmers. I think 8 or 9. Well, the person who brought us all together was Kanto, and then the other people that were also involved in the collab was Crafty Simmers, Whisker, Liobear, Rory plays The Sims, LuvlyMoonBunny, Fry from Simproved, and Nirvela, I think. But yeah, so what we all did is we got a room. Well, we built our own rooms, and we were kind of secretive about it, and we just mysteriously released videos at the same time. But we did that, and then what we've been doing is we've been puzzle piecing them all together. And I think it was Sophie Sims who actually came up with this idea or collab or challenge or whatever it was, but we thought we'd give it a go. So I hope you like the video. You might have seen my build of a room that had like an update video in it, but I kind of did a Mediterranean style, and so I actually wanted to do that for the idea of the whole house. But the others, I did this voiceover, but I'm actually redoing it. But they've already, while I'm doing this, they've actually already released their videos, and the houses are awesome. You really have to go and check them out. But what I've been doing so far is I've just been doing some rough editing, and I'm trying not to alter the actual sort of content of the rooms. With Fry's build, what I did is I just mirrored it, so it's the same build and the same thing, just so that the bath and the door swap sides on the sides of the house. I mean on the sides of the room, because it's symmetrical anyway, and it's just so that I thought that it might be quite nice, because there was like a vanity area that it makes sense for it to be a mirror there, but I guess it might be quite nice to have windows over the sink area, so that's what I chose to have, because I thought it would work a little bit better and would work better with her room. And I shortened the height of the games room in the basement, just so that the step of the corridor, and I think I moved some like plants and a mirror and a picture or whatever just over a little bit, so that I could fit a door in. But that was kind of our rule, that we could edit people's rooms with the doors and the windows and stuff like that, but you know, try not to edit it too much. I think most of them I've just sort of done it so that the rooms are still the same, but they like work together, maybe. I don't know, maybe I've broken the rules, but I think it's okay. But what I'm going to do out here is, it's like a little swimming pool area, so they've got these little islands which are sort of banking on the pool, and you can kind of swim to them, and they'll have like yoga mats and relaxation areas and that kind of thing. I switch it around a little bit, and you can actually see right now I'm doing the pool, but then I accidentally click out of it, and then I realized I was doing it wrong anyway, so I moved on to something else, and we went back to it later. But you'll notice that through this build I am kind of all over the place, even more than usual. Sometimes I kind of just go where my creativity takes me, rather than, you know, do something that maybe is better for watching. But yeah, so that's what I've done, especially this video, so I'm sort of jumping all over the place, so I'm sorry for that if that is annoying, or there's like certain things that you want to watch or whatever. But we're doing the roofing. It's just some basic roofing, I think, but it's quite in steepness level, whatever you call that. It's quite low, because I noticed that in sort of Mediterranean or Spanish houses. But I also decided to do this kind of Spanish type house, because a lot of you actually requested, those of you who watched that video requested it, that I do a house like I did that room. So I thought, why not, seeing as it had that room in it, why not, you know, incorporate it too. But if you want me to do more builds in Oasis Springs, or you want me to do builds in this style a bit more, then let me know, because I've actually never done a build like this before. And those of you who are regulars on my channel will know that I like to try lots and lots of new things and lots of new ideas, and I always like to stretch my capabilities. So I'm always looking to do that. So if you have any sort of wacky ideas or whatever that you want me to build, I can do those too. Hopefully, possibly, but put them in as a comment, and I'll see whether I can do them. And yeah, hopefully you will enjoy those. But so I'm just sort of sorting out this pool area still, and I think that island that's kind of like a teardrop shape, that one actually gets turned around. So the curved part is like facing the pool, I think, or do I leave it like that? No, I think I turn it around. And I was trying to see whether I could do sort of a double layer of the pool, but then I forgot that doesn't work. I wish it did. I wish you could put a pool right next to, you know, on a foundation right next to an already existing pool. I think that would be really, really awesome. Same with like fountains next to a pool. I think that would be really, really great, and it could kind of look like a jacuzzi. I don't know. I think it would look awesome, but yeah, you can't do it. And I'm putting some little chimneys in here. And I'm just colouring the house in sort of this orange first to get a base. But I actually put in some stonework as well, just as sort of accents. And I think I'm going to go onto the flooring now. So to start with, I put in these tiles which are orange with sort of blue squares in the middle, and then I do the same ones which are blue with white squares in the middle for the bottom of the pool. And I really love the vibrancy of the blue ones inside the pool, so I actually keep those, but I change the ones on the little islands and the sitting areas so that they are just the plain orange, because I thought that went much better than the ones the other ones. I thought they were just too busy, and I thought that these ones went really, really well, and they were just fine on their own. And then, yeah, so I'm adding in some windows. I tend to like a lot of windows in my builds. I remember when we were talking about this, when we were building it together, we were saying that we were trying to put in a couple of windows, and then some people were trying to put in no windows, and some people were very cautious about the windows which they put in, just so that it would be easier for us to place all the different rooms, because there are all sorts of different shapes and styles. So because we didn't really plan how they would fit together or whatever, so that we had, you know, access to the most amount of creativity and diversity in our builds as we could. I know I have already said, but I really do suggest you check them out, and all of the people that I did this collab with are really, really lovely, and we've been talking about it and chatting about, you know, what we're doing with the builds and just general Sims and life stuff in a big group chat, and it's been really lovely to read, actually. And it's going to be a shame that I guess we've stopped this collab, but I'm sure I will still talk to these people, but it has been something that's quite nice, that you kind of get a few messages a day where you can chat to people. But yeah, so they're really lovely people, and I really do think you should check out their channels and give them support, tell them that I sent you, and yeah, I think that would be awesome. But we're still going around putting in the windows, sort of messing around, exploring with things. I changed this window for a door because I thought that just made sense, and the Sims can walk through a curtain anyway, so I don't think that matters. That's still on there. That won't hinder anything. I then decided to put on some vines, just because I thought this house kind of suited it, and I thought that when I was looking at it, I thought that it needed some sort of greenery on the house. I wasn't sure what it was. It just, you know, was screaming that to me. But I put some vines around some parts of the house, and I did like this little feature wall at the back, which had this sort of, you know, the vines which are on the wooden grid. I think it was that, and then I mixed in some other ones like with the flowers and stuff too. But yeah. But But I hope you guys are all okay, just as a general chat, and you're all doing well. I know that, you know, I'm trying to get my videos to be more regular now that I've, you know, come off the break. I am still moving into my house and all of that kind of stuff, and I still haven't completely unpacked, and there's like bags of things all over my room. You might have heard the rustling because I can't get away from them, there's so many. But yeah, so doing that, and that video which I released, well, it's today, but you'll see it, it would be yesterday by the time that you guys are seeing it. That took me a long time to do. I've never done anything like that before, and it was really it was a huge deal for me. I know that maybe not for other people, but it took a long time and a lot of planning, and a lot of preparation and that kind of thing, and a lot of effort, and some things went wrong, but I think that's okay, and I really enjoyed it. But that's been kind of taking a lot of my time up recently, and that's been one of the reasons why this was a day or two later than the other people that released it. But we did say that we were going to be a little bit more flexible with the time of the release than we had originally planned. So I took that opportunity so that I could do it. But I do hope to do more builds for you guys, and I really hope that you'll enjoy them, and possibly, you know, get maybe back into the swing of watching my videos, because I know that I haven't been releasing for a long time, and I hope that I can still keep up the quality that I had before. I will try my very best, and if there's anything that you guys want to watch in my channel or anything like that, then let me know. I'll be honest, I might not take them on, but I'd love to hear your guys' ideas, especially for builds and stuff. But in this bit at the front, I wanted to make it kind of like an oasis, so it's like a little area that kind of looks almost kind of magical, maybe. I don't know, but like a little rock pool with loads and loads of plants around it, and just really green, and like an Oasis and Oasis Springs. That was kind of, I guess, the thought behind it. But I've already built a restaurant with dine out, and that's going to be coming out as soon as I can get it out. But that also has a little waterfall rock thing, and I think I've decided I really like them recently. But I think they just sort of add something. I know that they're not 100% realistic, especially, when they're kind of just rocks coming out of nowhere. But I really like the effect, and I think that it does, add something to a little garden area and a little bit of interest. Normally I do full pools for, little ponds and stuff, but I used a fountain this time, and I put some sort of rocks in it. I've seen quite a few people do that actually recently, and I thought that was really cool how it looks like, the bottom of the pool is actually rocky and all of that kind of thing. So I decided to give it a go. I can't recall who I've seen it off of, but I've seen it off quite a lot of Simmers now, so I don't know who the original person who thought up of, probably, I don't know, putting the rocks in the actual fountain at the bottom and having them peeking out of water. I don't know who first came out with that idea. But what I'm doing out here is on this balcony. I thought that it would be really nice to have a children's play area. So because it is an Oasis Springs, and I know it's always sunny in Simland, but I thought that actually it might be something quite nice if they were in a hot country, that they could just leave their toys out there. And I put a little chess area, and then for the rest of the inside, it's basically just trying to make it look Mediterranean. I use quite a lot of tiling, sort of old furniture and oranges and that kind of thing. I don't know, I just try and make it look nice, I guess, and I didn't want to overcomplicate it or make anything, too important, because what we actually did is all of the rooms are either get to work or base game. So if you've got those, you can place it down, but the rest of the house will have things from other places. So I didn't want to overcomplicate the inside too much, but I did use quite all the packs, I think. But yeah, and I wanted to have it a little bit basic, maybe not too over elaborate, but yeah. And then for the outside, I just do some sort of gardening areas over by the pool, so that you can't get to, you know, that bit of that strip of land by those little islands. I was thinking of ending it and leaving for music, but I'll talk to you guys. I'll explain what else is going on. I've just suddenly decided, but I'm putting in some flowers and some shoe racks. I swear I always put shoe racks in builds. I guess it's just because I like the realism of it. If they actually do wear shoes and they can, you know, they have wardrobes, so why don't they have shoe racks? I don't know. Where do you guys keep your shoes? Do you keep them in a wardrobe? Do you keep them in a shoe rack? Do you have your own shoe closet? That would be amazing. Walk-in wardrobe, shoe closet. I doubt anyone's actually got those other than, like, famous people. This is verbal diarrhea now, isn't it? But you see those rugs that I think were from Movie Hangout? I put them next to each other and they actually sort of line up, so it does look like one long piece of carpet, but it's kind of Aztec-y. I quite like it. Don't know whether it goes with the build, but hey ho. This is actually a gym, so I'd forgotten I put this in, so it's a good thing I didn't stop the recording, otherwise you would have not heard about it, and possibly watched past it, but who knows. But what I wanted this room to look like is that maybe it was just like a basic room that they had. Maybe it was a spare room, maybe it was an office, something like that. And then they converted it into a gym. And you know how quite a lot of people, like, they're like, yeah, we're going to get the gym equipment and we're going to become healthy. And then that actually never really happens. But I think they would still, like, look after the room. But I think that's kind of what was happening here. And I think you would have noticed that I actually put a cactus plant by the yoga mat, just because I thought it was funny that it's so impractical and it's so obvious that they wouldn't use it. I don't know, I was just trying to imagine the people that would live here, and I know quite a lot of families which do that. They buy the stuff and get all excited, and then they're like, nah, I'm just gonna not do it, you know, and always have the intention to, but not actually ever get around to it. But that is also another room that if you don't want it as a gym, you can easily convert it into a bedroom. And there's also room in the basement, which you can also easily put bedrooms down there, and all sorts. So there's lots to expand with this house, even though it is quite a big one, so that if you do want to add extras, then you can. Next to this jacuzzi, I put, or hot tub, sorry, as they call it in Sims or America, I'm not sure. I put those umbrellas from Get Together. I love them. I think they're so pretty, but normally I don't actually have a, you know, excuse to use them. And I was going to do a normal umbrella with like a table attached to the bottom so that I could put the drinks tray on it, but it doesn't go, and I didn't fancy using move objects and moving it up, so I decided to put another of the big umbrellas and put its own separate table on the other one, but I think actually it works quite well. And then I just put these little logs here that maybe would have been for like a burner, or maybe like an out. Maybe I should have put a thing in. I don't know. But that little trick that you saw over there with the plant where I raised it up in the pot, I got that from watching a video by Llamacorn, and it was featured on Virtually's channel in one of her videos, and I said that I was going to nick that idea because I thought it was awesome. So I did, but I've also credited Llamacorn, so there you go. That was her idea originally, but she did a better job because she put in more plants, but I just decided to make it a little bit more basic. But I think for the rest of the video I'm pretty much just landscaping, so for those of you who like to watch that, you can watch that till the end. But there's going to be some screenshots, including the screenshots of all the rooms of everyone else who did this build. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you again soon.